Yesterday, I get a call from my parents saying Joe got into trouble with the police. Fortunately, he was not arrested and he was not harmed. Apparently, he showed up to our house at night and he tried to get us to let him in. But no one was around. But he tried harder. Neighbors called the cops because they didn't know who it was and thought we were being robbed. Cops showed up, and I don't know everything. But my mom told me that the cops told her that he tried to claim residency. But that was false and they knew. And then Joe told the cops he didn't have a home. The cops told my parents that either they could pick up Joe or they'd get a shelter and other services involved. Parents ended up having to drive to pick him up late at night. And now Joe is crashing on their couch. Other news, Joe's ex, Nighthawk as I called her before on my past post, bite me, it works, and my husband are still friends. And says she's never taking Joe back to her nest. Joe might lost a lover, but Son didn't lose an aunt. Son is doing okay. It's still an uphill battle to understand Annam, but he likes the effort I put in. He said he was happy he didn't have to live with Joe. I didn't tell him about the concern you all showed for him, but I think that's fine. Probably safer this way. Conclusion, family now has to put their money where their mouth is. Joe is fine. Our asses are covered. We're fine and safe. I'm sorry if this is too long. Tried to make it brief, but I couldn't. Further, we wrote a formal statement, sent it, covered our asses. After a brief but calm altercation with the police, Joe is now with our parents. Additional information from OOP, sharing the letter they sent to the Smith family OOP, I'll share. People of the Smith family. For anyone who hasn't heard it yet, Mr. Joe Smith asked us for a place to stay after a recent breakup with Ms. Nighthawk. Members of our household have talked it over, and we came to the conclusion that Joe Smith would not make for a suitable tenant in our household. We understand some people believe family should help family, and we do not completely deny this statement. However, help does not always mean to allowing people to move in for an undefined amount of time. Given past history, which everyone reading this knows about, let's not pretend otherwise. The already strained relationship between Joe and certain household members. This was already tenuous. We also have a statement from Ms. Nighthawk that Joe never was employed while living with her, and their arrangement was financially parasitic in nature. Based on the current state of Mr. Joe Smith's employment, we believe this will be no different for us. Hosting Mr. Joe Smith would not be healthy for anyone under our roof. If anyone feels strongly that Joe needs a place, our door is not the one to knock on. But yours absolutely could be. We fully support anyone in the family opening their home to him and showing how family support is done. We love you all, but we're not sacrificing our home's stability to prove our loyalty. That is our final word on the matter. Much love. Up and family, the impression we were trying to give off is we're so serious. We're talking like officials. Relevant comments, commenter 1. Great resolution. Well done. Bet you love breathed a sigh of relief. Oop, yes. We couldn't have hoped for better. No punched faces, no legal fees. Commenter 2. Bravo for connecting with the police to head off your brother's bullshit claim that he lived there. Oop, Nighthawk's advice came in handy. Commenter 3. I have a few questions, issues here. All he did was talk about a scary lawyer. Why's that so horrible? Bro is a male 32 and ruins and or never returns anything given to him. Up sneaks into bro's room to retrieve anything when bro 32 isn't home. Have I got that right? And they give male 32 toys still. AM missing thing. Why doesn't bro 32 male have a job and his own place to live? What's wrong with bro that prevents him from working and getting his own place? Even with questions, up, you're tall. Ya fam is the off for demanding you take on this 32 man child. Stand firm. 1. The Nighthawk of a woman that my brother dated can be very terrifying at times. And my brother still thought it was a good idea to say insulting things behind her. Back to his friends. The Nighthawk found out and it killed the respect she had for him. 2. I stopped giving bro anything after I snuck into his room when I was 14 to get back the Game Boy I gave him to borrow. I found it with yogurt marks on the screen. Never again. Ever since I stopped giving him things, I have not needed to steal anything back. 3. He has told me every excuse in the book, from not liking people to not liking the job itself. I think he's lazy, but who knows? But still, thanks anyway. Oop clarifies details on why Joe was kicked out by his ex, and why he was breaking into Oop's house. Oop, Joe was gossiping with his buddies and saying mean things about Nighthawk behind her back. I saw the texts from the screenshots. I won't repeat, but it was awful. Hence, that killed any trust Nighthawk had in Joe and their relationship. Though this second part about the break-in, I don't think Joe was trying to break in. My mom only told me so much, but apparently Joe's phone had died. And I think Joe thought someone was home and thought making enough noise would get attention. We'll do a sweep of the outside when we get back though. Commenter 4. How did a badass Nighthawk end up with your brother? Oop, I don't know. Hearts are weird. Opposites attract? I have no idea. Love was love until it died for them. Commenter 5. I want to ask what you are having difficulties with about Anim. What anim does your son like? Maybe you can ask him why he likes it. Maybe you guys can look at videos about storytelling and art direction. Oop, he likes how imaginative it is, I think, as well as how it looks. I'll admit it looks really cool, but I can barely remember plot for shit. Commenter 6. I do find Anim has plot while other cartoons might have been one-offs. Perhaps you can read some summaries to see what the overall plot line is so you can place where you are in an episode. Oop, don't get me wrong, I'm amazed that there are people so creative out there. I probably couldn't conceive half of these ideas if I didn't do copious drugs. But I just feel myself unable to keep up sometimes. The closest thing I got to understanding an Anim is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And all I got of that was first 2 parts were people punching with the power of the sun. And after that it's something about unique spirit things giving special powers. Sun says he likes the fights in that because every battle is like a puzzle, and when I asked him who the strongest was, he said no one, and that's why it's great. I barely know shit about the characters and spirit things, so I am taking his word for it.